Only time will tell. So why don't we hop into game one and see if Oliveira has anything to let us know. As spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have Basilisk Gaming's Trigger. And he just took down Estrella to bring Canada to the semifinals, but now he's got to face the Korean Terran, one of the horsemen of Terran. In the upper left, it's GuMiho, playing for Cloud9 Gaming. We're here on Oceanborn. Trigger, fun fact, I have Trigger's signature. It's right here on my shelf. It's on a Rubik's Cube, a Basilisk Gaming Rubik's Cube, right next to Cyril and Rotterdam. And then I'm going to have to bring this cube to DreamHack Dallas to get Rainer to sign it because somehow I didn't get him to sign it in Atlanta. We'll get there. We'll get there. You know what I kind of wish I was better at, but also I'm kind of glad I'm not this person, is like taking pictures with people, taking like selfies or asking somebody else to take pictures. I am so bad at taking pictures with people at events. I think I have like 3 pictures from the last 2 trips to DreamHack Atlanta. And it feels like such a shame, but I feel like I should take more pictures when I'm at an event. You know what I mean? Oh, we got iScar coming in here. Requesting, I believe this is for a Canadian being in the semifinals. It does feel wrong to do this since the American was knocked out. But for Trigger, we'll let it happen. This one's for Trigger and for iScar. That's a big ol' yeehaw! Now that's something I gotta bring to Dallas. Here's the question. Do I bring my hat to Dallas? Do I bring my actual factual cowboy hat to Dallas, Texas for DreamHack? I will say, if I do bring it, I'm going to have to wear it on the airplane, which I have done before. But it always feels a bit weird wearing cowboy hat on an airplane. But this is a real Master Hatters of Texas cowboy hat. This hat is from Texas, so it would feel appropriate for it to go back to Texas on my head. You know what I mean? And we'll give him a big old yeehaw. Where is Oliveira? That was that was a joke I made at the start of this broadcast. I didn't mean to confuse you, but I said only time will tell, and I said so like we'll have to ask Oliveira or something like that. That was it was just a joke. Time is unfortunately not playing in this bracket. Neither is Oliveira. Sorry. Sometimes when I yeehaw, I leave the hat on. It's worth noting that even when I'm not on, like my camera's not on, I still put the hat on to yeehaw. Because I can't, it's just not the same without the hat. I've yeehawed without the hat before, and you know what? It just like doesn't work. It doesn't come through. Gotta have the hat on. I should talk about this game a little bit, even though it's mostly just been poking and prodding so far. But GuMiho is coming in here with a little bit of a marine drop. This can be very annoying to deal with. Force cancel on a pylon. But the real thing is that this was all a distraction to get the Hellions in on top of the probes, which were left completely alone. And oh no, they're lining up. They're lining up. Oh, some good splits here from Trigger, but still 8, 11 probes going down, 13. This is going from bad to worse, and they're even going to make their way into the main base to get a 17th kill before they get taken down. Trigger losing so many probes, and he's got this third base finishing up, but he's got no saturation. The main is saturated, but the natural is got nothing. And yes, he cleaned up the Marines. The medevac and the 3 Hellions, but that was an excellent trade for GuMiho, and getting to kill that many workers. Trigger's in a lot of trouble here. Woo! Runs into siege tank fire as well. There are 2 tanks protecting this base. So any follow-up Trigger wanted to do is just not likely to happen. Or to get anything done. GuMiho's 3rd CC is finishing up, and it looks like he's just heading into Marine Tank. Quite a ways away from Stim, I will say. Stim and combat shields are about 100 years out, it feels like. But yeah, he's about to land on these 2 tech labs, so not too far away, I guess. Yeah, I really appreciate people at events taking pictures with me or of me and then tagging me in them somehow, some way. I really appreciate that. I literally would have no pictures from events if it wasn't for other people taking pictures that I'm in. It just wouldn't happen. Oh, what's going on over here? Auto turret? It's not getting too much damage done. Couple of more probe kills here and there. But, I mean, any probe kills at this point is very painful. Yeah, I think I have to take the hat to Texas. I think I have to do it. I already bring my cowboy boots to every event. The hat is just, you know, it's just part of it. I got a couple of shirts, too. That'll be perfect. Actually, this jean collared shirt that I'm wearing right now is probably perfect for that, so. You got to dress for where you are. You know, sometimes I live in Seattle. Sometimes I dress like the most Seattle person you've ever seen in your entire life. Plaid, a beanie, baggy pants, an attitude of whatever. It's pretty much Seattle summed up, honestly. Trigger trying to poke and prod here. But GuMiho's got a big ol' army. This is a big army from GuMiho. Zealot's running in for a counterattack. Trying to get something done here. Wouldn't mind gonna help deflect them a little bit, but they're gonna run into the 3rd. Oh man, these stalkers though, they are getting smashed. Trigger I just don't think he has enough back at home to defend this. I will say, the medevac's a little far behind. GuMiho needs to be a little bit careful before he stims again. Gotta heal up a little bit. Doesn't look like any of these SCVs went down, but the 3rd base is not mining right now. Trigger just trying to buy time. Remember, so much of this army supply is over here. Like 12 army supply over there. Trigger's going to go for it. He's going to pull the trigger. But I think there's just too much bio here. The tanks will get jumped on. They will get killed. Oop. But at the expense of just about every single one of those zealots. Super shield battery turns on to try to buy a little bit more time for more warp-ins here. Trigger he's holding on, but only just, it feels like. Blinking backwards. These last few bio units, though, are going to stim again. The shield battery is out of juice. It's out of overcharge. And I think the Marauders will win this fight against the Stalkers. Trigger might hold on right now, but he's just going to tap out anyways. GuMiho taking game number 1 there against Trigger. GG. I mean, really, especially with the style Trigger was playing, that all comes back to those early probes getting taken out. That many probes into, like, trying to go for heavy gateway units. They just don't carry their weight. If you don't have the economy to support that many units, you're just not going to be able to overwhelm like you need to. I'm excited now. I'm excited to wear my cowboy hat to Dallas. It's been so long, honestly, since I've worn that hat anywhere but on stream. I used to occasionally bust it out for things. Whoa. We have a pause. Okay, fine. Wait. Trigger paused before the countdown. I didn't even know you could do that. I guess we left some casters in the dust, so let's try that again. Vindicta. Aw, thanks, Migs. Speaking of people that I want to see in Dallas, are you coming? What I want to know. Hashtag Year of Migs. Thank you for the raid. Hope y'all had fun over in Vindicta's stream. If you want to see some more Terran action, I have good news for you. In that we have a Terran in this very match right now. Not only that, he's currently up 1-0. So all you Terran fans out there, get ready for game number 2, where all the casters are finally in. So we're now getting into Hecate. In the upper right-hand corner, we have Cloud9's GuMiho. And his opponent in the lower left, the red Protoss for Basilisk. It's Trigger. Just realized that my bot has not the bot name that I wanted it to have, and I'm sad about that. How do I make that happen? Huh. Huh. Well, doesn't seem to be working. That's too bad. Where's my chicken bot? I want chicken bot. Rude. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, GuMiho going for proxy racks. Trigger's about to scout the lack of racks. It's always a scary moment. You see the double gas being made. There's no racks here, and you're like, ah. Is the racks just like in the natural? Is it just outside the base? Or am I actually being proxied? And the thing is, it is GuMiho. So there's like, I don't know. I haven't seen GuMiho do this kind of thing in a while. I haven't really seen any high-level Terran do this kind of thing in a while. But it's that non-zero chance that it is not just a proxy racks, but it is something real cheeky. Like a proxy 1-1-1. Or proxy 2 racks. Or who knows? All sorts of things. Trigger, though, I believe he did scout the factory going down back at home, so that's got to make him feel a little bit better. GuMiho is just going to build the 1 Reaper and then send that Rax home. Oops, I meant to follow this Reaper. Which already has a probe kill and is looking for a second one, but the Zealot and now the Adept going to do a good job pushing it away. 1 dead probe and some lost mining time for GuMiho. I think that'd be worth it. Ooh, that Reaper almost got away, but Trigger getting that last shot off right before it got out of range. Good job. Good work, Trigger. I can head across the map. CC going to be built on the high ground for GuMiho while he builds a Cyclone to help defend any follow-ups here from the Protoss. Trigger going to go into a Twilight Council off the back of this. Not too surprising. I'm interested where GuMiho is going to go. Looks like a Widowmine drop. Second barracks on the way. Interesting stuff. Cycle might have to be a little bit careful, but I think it should be just fine here. Poking and prodding. It is funny how after all these years of Legacy of the Void, Widowmine drop is still the go-to plan. Let's see if Trigger takes any damage from this. Unlikely. There's not really anything else going on right now. Trigger should be able to pay attention and pull these probes away. Okay, bit of a mistake there from Trigger, though. Ends up losing 4 probes. We'll be able to kill both of these Widowmines, it looks like. But the medevac gets away, and now the medevac has a cyclone in it. Yeah, Trigger accidentally bunching up 2 probes, and then one popped at just the exact wrong moment to join next to them right as the Widow Mine went off. So that ends up being a good drop there from GuMiho. Who's now got 3 racks behind this. Stim and tanks on the way. He's going to be gearing up for another attack. But Trigger did not lose 17 probes in the early game this time. So should be in a much better position to defend this. Going to go straight into charge. Not really even poking and prodding with these Blink Stalkers. Just keeping it back at home, taking the third base, getting into charge. Forge and a Robo here, as well as a couple more gates. I think Trigger understands that there is potential attack coming. Sees that load up. That's actually a really nice catch for that Observer. Yeah, Stalker's moving out here, going to be looking for that drop. GuMiho, though, lifts up, lands in the main, lifts up again, and lands back in the main. Stim's about to finish, though. Combat Shield starts up, but GuMiho is going to push out right now. The Observer will spot this. Let's see if GuMiho gets the snipe. There it is. I was just going to say, GuMiho's very good at that. He's really good at seeing those Observers and scanning and killing them. Charge is almost done for Trigger, but he's got to get these units out soon. He's going to send a couple of Adepts in. The SCVs are coming. GuMiho wants that quick 2-0. And I don't know, guys. I'm worried for Trigger. He does not have a lot of units here. There are some sentries, though, on the high ground. He's going to drop a force field, be able to trim off a couple Marines, potentially. But the tanks are going to siege up. The SCVs are going to bust up that ramp. Oh, and there's the big stim. Do we have an overcharge on the shield battery? Immortal on one side, going to try to hold on here. Shield battery going to help that bad boy out. Where is the overcharge? I guess it's not available right now. Maybe just not enough energy. Immortal going to help out over here. More Zealots getting warped in. Trigger just trying to buy time. He's killed most of the SCVs that came with this. He's going to try to wrap around, maybe pick off some reinforcements that are coming. Or just get on these tanks from the backside. There he goes. He's going to dive forward. The big stim from the Marines going to go down so many of these Zealots. Almost all of them. There's the overcharge on the shield battery, but there's just not enough units here to make it worth it. And down it all goes. Just a few Stalkers left over. Oh, and they're not even going to be able to get on top of this siege tank. Too many Marines there. And I think GuMiho's done it. There's the GG. GuMiho takes the 2-0 victory over Trigger. Trigger, strong Canadian, strong Protoss. But not strong enough not to take down the Gumi God.